What do we expect to happen tomorrow morning?
Yeah, this is arguably the most significant hearing since all of this began ahead of the trial. And you mentioned the defense's argument here. It's pretty wild that they are saying that if the trial stays here in the college town, that there are fears that someone could burn the courthouse down, that there would be a mob, that someone could shoot Kohberger. And they say all of this comes from this telephone survey that they did, and they're trying to show that the jury pool here in Latah County, Idaho, is biased. They say that they cannot get a fair jury here. So they're asking the judge to move the trial out of Moscow, possibly to Boise, where they claim that they could get jurors who are more fair. The prosecution says that is just not true, that they can find fair jurors here, and many of the victims' families agree too. They don't want the trial to be moved. They want it to be in the college town where the murders happened. They don't think there's any reason that it will have to go all the way to Boise. So again, tomorrow morning, the big hearing will happen. Both sides will explain why they think it should stay, why they think it should go, and then the judge will make a decision, Elizabeth.
All right, Brian Entin, where all the action is going to be happening in just a few hours in Moscow, Idaho. Thank you. Joining me now are Mark Eiglar. She's a criminal defense attorney and former Miami-Dade County prosecutor. And Randy Zellin. He's a criminal defense attorney and former prosecutor. Thank you both so much for being here. And you guys have both worked on both sides of the aisle, so to speak. Mark, Kohberger's defense wants this trial moved, citing this mob mentality. What are the chances they'll get that request granted?
I think it's going to be a very low chance. They're doing their jobs, though. Let's not condemn the defense for doing what needs to be done. It's a win-win for the defense. If they don't do it and he's convicted, which is probably likely, and gets the death penalty, when the appeal comes around, the argument's going to be made that he had ineffective assistance of counsel, meaning they didn't do their job. They should have moved to change the venue. Or they're going to have this granted, in which case they're going to have a much better venue in which to try the case. Keep in mind, a fair trial just means that you can find 12 jurors who can put aside what they've heard about the case and decide the case solely based upon the evidence and the law given.
Yeah, Randy, the prosecution objected to this defense survey, but the judge allowed it to continue. Is this unusual to do this kind of random, you call people up and ask them what they think about this case?
No, not at all, because the reality of the situation, we typically see this after the fact. And let's take a step back. What does a judge look at? And there is a tug of war here because you've got the Fifth Amendment to the Constitution that says, before you take my life, my liberty, my property, I am entitled to due process. You've got the Sixth Amendment, which cuts both ways. One, a defendant is entitled to a fair trial. What does that mean? To be adjudged by a fair and impartial jury, but in the district where the crime took place, because we want that town to have skin in the game. So a judge looks and says, okay, pretrial publicity, is that going to impact? Is that going to taint? Is that going to infect a juror where a juror can't be fair and impartial? What we usually see is after the fact, after the conviction, you look at the challenges for cause. You will get affidavits from jurors and ask them whether or not their verdict was in fact impaired by the pretrial publicity. So I credit the defense for doing it now. They're going to take their shot, like Mark said, protect themselves, protect the record. They'll do this again if they can get out of that jury pool. People just keep saying, I can't be fair, I can't be impartial, striking them for cause where there's just nobody left.
Okay, do you agree, though, with Mark that chances are slim they're going to get a change of venue?
I'm not so sure about that. I also fall from the place of, Your Honor, what is the downside here? I understand that the Sixth Amendment says the trial should take place in the district where the crime was committed. But my God, look what we have here. Do we really want to have to do this again? Do we really want us to go upstairs and then come back down again?
Randy, let Mark jump in.
Randy asks a wonderful question, so let's go to the other side. What's the disadvantage? Someone's life's at stake. Why not move it to another jurisdiction? What this judge will consider, first and foremost, are the fact that the victims would have to drive hours every day to attend trial.
Yeah.
It's secondly, more
300
difficult.
miles away.
Yeah. Secondly, more difficult for witnesses to show up. Most of them are in that jurisdiction. You've got the judge who'd like to sleep in his own bed every night. Fourth, he hasn't even made the attempt. The judge can start jury selection and even bring in jurors from other jurisdictions. You don't have to move the whole trial somewhere.
That is a relative inconvenience to the death penalty.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.